Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you now Game 3 in the Teamstory Cup MVP versus Axiom as Alicia spawning as the red Protoss player here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. And wow, I gotta be very careful whenever I use canned air. Apparently, there's dust flying all over the place. Alright, distractions aside, Sniper is spawning as the blue Protoss on the top right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Alicia is spawning as blue Zerg versus red Protoss over here on the bottom left. ZVP and maybe Alicia can put an end to Sniper's reign, as he has put up MVP 2-0 in this series so far. Now, what is going to be going on here in a map like this? Whirlwind, one of the real 4-player maps in the entire ladder map pool. If you guys don't know what I mean, it actually means that your opponent can spawn in or all possible spawns are possible. So rather not allowing your opponent to spawn directly to the north or to the south of you, all spawns are possible. So you actually have to check all 3 locations. Now, with a map as large as this, some players try to be much more aggressive, while other players try to be much more macro-oriented. Now, even though Alicia is not going for a Forge Fast expansion, we don't know if he is going for perhaps a Mothership Core defense here at his natural. With the addition of that Mothership Core, the Mothership Core can be trained up relatively quickly, and you can use the Mothership Core along with Zealots to try to hold off any Zergling Roach aggression. We are seeing a hatchery already come into play by Sniper. Meanwhile, he did go for a spawning pool first, so this is a bit of a different build than we saw in the previous games. Alicia now going into that Cybernetics Core. He does have only 2 workers on gas. That is very important to note. Will he have enough? It looks like he will have just enough gas for Warp Gate tech and also enough gas for a Mothership Core. And the key point is to get that Mothership Core out quickly enough so it has 100 energy when the time comes. There you have it. Mothership Core should be should be trained up after or in one of the 2 locations. There's the chrono boost. No chrono boost there. Mothership Core should be coming out in just a second now, as there is 1 Zealot down here. And am I wrong? Is it not going to be a Mothership Core? Or is he going to wait until after the Nexus is down? Alright, I could just be 100% wrong. Nope, there we have it. Mothership Core now coming online. And the timing on this is very, very specific. If you take a look, it's 16 to 24 workers with 2 probes on each of the gas. This is so finely tuned to make sure that each probe is as efficient as possible. You're going to now start to see some probes being trained out, and then eventually will be transferred off to the north. The Zergling still doing a bit of scouting, as we now start to see a front door being established. Alicia's probe so gung-ho, taking minerals with him to work, and will be scouting out his opponent here in just a second. Based upon the creep spread, Alicia knows that he did not go a hatchery first. That's another thing to be very, very important to note. You can take a look. Normally, you're forced to see how many drones are here and when the workers, or how many, the saturation, and then click on the minerals to get a good idea of when a hatchery or when, say, a Nexus or a command center was placed down. But against a Zerg player, if you know that the creep spread isn't all the way around yet, isn't fully saturated, then you can think to yourself, hey, that creep isn't as far out. He did not have this hatchery up for that long. And with that, I know he went spawning pool first, so perhaps metabolic boost should be coming in a little bit earlier. You can see Sniper did delay his metabolic boost, though. He should be researching that any moment, as we now see Alicia setting up a backdoor pylon. All right, backdoor pylon, but it looks like it will get scouted out by the Zergling. Yes, it will. And that probe, is it just going to be able to run away? It looks like it will, in fact, be able to run away, as the Zerglings now making their way off to the north. Zealot stalkers and sentries already warping in, and this is a huge, huge play, as the Mothership Core and the Zealots already cleaning this up. All right, this forward pylon will get taken out. but the Stalkers are already in position alongside that Sentry and that Zealot. Reinforcements will be coming in here in just a moment. Are they going to get in there in time before the other pylon gets taken out? No, the other pylon is not taken out, and this hatchery by Sniper is going to get taken out rather quickly. All right, I do not know what this particular build is. It just seems like a 2-base 4-gate, and then he saw, you know what, my opponent is being very greedy economically. I'm just going to warp in units and hope to deal damage, and he completely caught Sniper off guard. He was not expecting this many units on the field, the number of sentries and zealots, and I like this move by Alicia. You can see none of the units really took that much damage, and Alicia also calculated, you know what, I have shield points to give, I don't need to use force fields. Here you go, there's that time warp, beautifully done, catching a couple of units off guard here, and now also with those force fields, making it difficult for those Zerglings to run in. This is a huge play. A lot of damage will be dealt here, but is it going to be enough? Mothership Core continuing to attack. Roaches are battling them back over here. Force field is down. Zerglings will not be able to get in, as you see a very, very small attack force of units. Is it going to be enough? Sentries, this attack force here, what is going to come of this, as the Mothership Core and the Stalkers are still trying to engage. Zerglings getting in there, and there you see the recall to try and save all of those units. All right, let's take a look at the losses. Alicia losing a lot less. Worker kill count only 6-0. And that was perhaps a little bit of a calculated risk by Alicia. We saw in the previous games that Sniper, once he got rolling economically, his opponents were unable to stop him. So Alicia basically said, you know what, I'm not going to really deal that much damage, but I'm going to, in terms of total losses, 2775 versus 1800, but what you are going to see is a heavy loss. Cancellation. Oh goodness, yes, canceled at the very last moment there. Force fields come in, one sentry caught on the wrong side, but still will be able to make its way back down. So what we saw there from Alicia said, you know what, I do not want to give you 3 hatcheries to macro off of, and by taking down this hatchery, Sniper is no longer the late game or macro threat that he was in the previous games. Now, this doesn't mean that Alicia can sit back and relax now. He is following this up with some Void Rays for his follow-up attack. Now, Void Rays, significantly different than their Wings of Liberty counterpart. They have that prismatic alignment, and we are going to see now a second Stargate being thrown down as well. However, Sniper, perhaps expecting Stargate play or sensing it, is now going for a Hydralisk Den. Here we go. Zerglings now trying to make their way here. Not going to be very successful at all. The Mothership Core getting off some easy shots onto some units. Zerglings now trying to engage. Not going to be successful, as the Zerglings now run back again. All right, Overseer does scout the Void Ray. The Void Ray is using that prismatic alignment. Overseer taken down in an instant. Is the Void Ray one of the many Protoss air units that can attack while moving? Here we go. What are these Void Rays going to be doing next? That is very important to note, as the Void Rays still trying to make their way forward. They are rather slow compared to some of the other Protoss ground units. The Stalker very fast. The Zealot can be fast once it gets those Zealot legs. And here we have the Zerglings try to make their way in again. Not going to be successful. There's going to be one photon cannon surrounded by 3 pylons. No real way to get to that photon cannon besides taking down one, if not 2 of these photon cannons or pylons to really maximize that surface area. Zerglings now backing off again. Harvester count 64 to 57, and this is a very good sign for Alicia, but Sniper is not letting off the gas. He is still macroing up rather nicely. You can see him with decent saturation at all of the bases, and with that, when is he going to take his 4th? This is a rather dire situation for Sniper. He cannot stay even on bases for this long. He needs to be ahead in terms of the supply count. Otherwise, he might find himself in a world of hurt in just a moment. Sniper is now up barely, as we see Protoss shields, air weapons coming, and as well. And what is going to be that follow-up play? Hydralisks, with their 1-0 upgrades, do not have groove spines yet, but they do have the muscular augments. They do move much more quickly on or off of creep. No bonus to movement speed on creep, though, as you see that they're still moving at a 3.37, I believe. So as fast as a stimmed Marine, very, very fast. And what is this follow-up play going to be? Triple Void Rays coming in, so a 3 Stargate play, and this is Protoss Air coming in. So far, 8 Void Rays. +1 attack is going to be doing 11 + 6, 17 damage, 34 damage a second per Void Ray before you account for armor against armored units. The Zerglings, however, have they spotted those Void Rays? That is all very important, but Sniper has 192 supply, and there you go. Force fields try to come in, and once Alicia sees the number of Hydralisks, he may have to be concerned. You can see that the Hydralisks are now making their way over 2.81. Okay, so it's not as fast as a Stim Marine, as fast as an upgraded Zealot, as you can now see beautiful, beautiful Guardian Shield and Force Field, creating a very delicate zone. Here you go, another engagement. The force fields are splitting this attack, and this is a beautiful play by Alicia if he can actually come out ahead in this attack here, creating such a strong zone where the roaches and the Hydralisks and the queens cannot engage. Sniper is very, very far off of creep here. I don't know what's happening. The queens are still pushing their way through. The mothership core needs just a reboost in energy. Otherwise, it's not going to be able to have enough units in this next fight. Protoss Air Armor now coming in, and this is going to be a huge upgrade as another round of force fields catches a lot of the units out of position. Void Rays now coming in. There's the prismatic alignment going after units. They are going to back off. The mothership core now taken down. Overseer now taken down. Queen's now taken down. What is happening here? Both sides are fighting. The Void Rays just dealing so much damage as Zealots now need to reinforce. The Void Rays, so many of them in the air, and the queens, and just kiting all of these units back. And a beautiful turnaround for Alicia. Sniper, who had the proper counter units, unable to deal with the triple Stargate play of Alicia. Probes were even brought over as well to run away from the roaches here, but this should be an easy cleanup for Alicia. The sheer number of Void Rays in the skies, almost 20. And you got to remember, at 20 Void Rays, that's essentially almost 40 Mutalisks in terms of supply count. These Void Rays, much more effective against armored units, able to attack while moving, and you saw that used to great effect as they were able to, phase shift or just attack a Hydralisk and then move back. All right, what's happening here? You can see another attack there. There's the GG Sniper, knowing that he cannot take the game, and Alicia playing beautifully here in Game 3 to put Axiom on the board. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the series so far. Please stay tuned tomorrow.